I have to admit something. I'm not able to watch a movie if it's in a series without backlogging the other movies before it. And you have to sit through it. But in this instance, you probably want to.
I do. Hunger Games, the books at least, were one of my favorite series to read. I think I described them as disgustingly addictive, and so I enjoy watching the movies too.
I think that's a pretty good way to describe it. The movies were good. There was two out before this third one came out. It's already out and we haven't watched it yet. And we haven't watched it yet because we haven't watched the first two again. But we're starting tonight. Today is Sunday. We're watching the first Hunger Games. Tomorrow is Monday. We're gonna watch the second one. And then on Tuesday on cheap night, funny how that works, we're gonna go see Mockingjay Part 1. I can't wait. Thanks to our friends from Redbox, we can watch both of these first two Hunger Games in the comfort of our own home on the not so big screen. And even though we are at home, there are certain things that have to happen when watching a movie, especially a movie of this blockbuster caliber. First of all, you have some candy, and then what we've begun to do, homemade popcorn. I'll admit it, I make a really good bowl of homemade popcorn.
Okay, let's watch.
We're about 30 seconds into the movie and I had to pause. This is the opening scene with Katniss and Prim, and Prim's woken up from a dream, scared that she got picked in the draw in District 12. And I actually remember standing in Chapters in Metrotown, picking up this book because I had heard a lot about it. Actually, the Vlog brothers had talked about how good the series was, and I hadn't read it, and Sheeba hadn't read it, and I don't think Sheeba had heard of it. But I picked up the first book and I read like the first few pages, which is this scene here, them in their house, either getting cleaned up. I think they were in the bath actually, or Prim was taking a bath and Katniss was helping. It was just that sickening, it was just that sickeningly addictive feeling that these two young girls, obviously, okay, this is not going in the right direction, is it? Anyways, these two sisters, obviously from a tough time, you could feel the fear in the dialogue of something bad upcoming, and from that moment on, I was hooked. So I bought the book, we both read it, and the rest is history.
You have to say anything?
No.
All right, back to it. Movie's over.
Time for bed. I'm so tired.
Day 2 of the Hunger Games marathon, and you might notice that there's a big change in my appearance, and that's because after watching the Hunger Games, I realized it looked like I should have been in the Hunger Games. I do own a razor and some shaving cream, so I figured I should probably bring myself into the time before the apocalypse, which we actually live in, and shave that massive honking beard off, which I did. And you are also out of the apocalypse because you have fresh food and choices of whatever you want to eat. What are we eating for dinner today?
Fish tacos.
You're not restricted to just grain or something else like the districts are.
Nope. I can have my grain, my lettuce, my tomatoes, and my protein all at the same time.
Yesterday I said our friends at Redbox, we actually don't know anyone at Redbox, but our friends at Redbox provided Hunger Games 1 for us for $2.25 from the rental machine at Safeway. Today, our friends at Apple and Netflix are doing the same, but they're giving it to us for free. It's pretty cool that Netflix has Hunger Games 2 on as a selection of their movies. Pretty weird that they don't have Hunger Games 1 though. Am I right?
You're right.
Like, why would you watch the second one without having the first one? Well, there it is. 5 stars, 146 minutes. That's long, 2 hours and 26 minutes. But well worth it.
My fish taco is going to be yummy in my belly. We had fish that was frozen in the freezer, obviously. But we didn't want to have a boring meal with just frozen or thawed fish and vegetables on the side. So I decided to make it into a fish taco. I think I'm thinking of our time in Mexico when we had amazing fish tacos in Sayulita. So hopefully these are somewhat as good.
The real fish taco. Stay tuned for our Mexico recap vlog, which will be about 4 months late, but it's coming.
Okay, bye!
Okay, movie is done. Now we're up to date. How do you feel?
I don't know. During the movie, I remembered all the parts in the book, so it made me really excited, but I also knew what was coming up.
So tomorrow's gonna be different, because I don't think we really remember anything.
No, and I'm trying not to.
Okay, day 3 of the Hunger Games marathon, and we are leaving the house finally to watch a movie. We're going big time, we're going to the theater. We're also gonna have dinner first. This is a date night?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as big of a date night as we made it sound because we have a special treat. A $25 gift card for Cineplex. So basically the movie's free, maybe some of the popcorn's free, and all we need to do is pay for dinner.
It's also Tuesday night, which means it's cheap night, so it's even more of a discount.
I don't know if you can tell in this light, but could you tell the color of our skin? We're cheap.
Orange? Oh.
Oh my god, that is cheap. Wait. Oh yeah.
So we just finished purchasing our tickets for the movie, and there was a little mix-up at the till. Our gift card that said 25 only ended up having 10, so this guy here had to pay a little bit of money.
Yeah, so now we're fresh out of cash. We gotta pay the rest out of our own money. That's popcorn and dinner. That's fine. I think we can afford that. You know, this kind of brings back some memories from about a year ago at this time. One of our first vlogs, we went to the movies and we watched the Hunger Games. And speaking of money, we got offered $100 to switch seats. We only took 50, and I sure wish we took that other 50 right now, because, yeah, we're being cheap.
Let's see if we get offered some money this time.
All right, talk about a dinner. This is Nando's at its finest. You've got a chicken burger, you've got peri-peri fries, and you've got peri-peri vegetables. No vegetables for you, Miss Lady.
Today is cheat day.
As was this past weekend. Okay, so we got here really early to be able to avoid the lineup and to get a really good seat. But when we got to the theater, there wasn't a lineup. The door was open. We walked in and hear voices, and this is what we get to. I guess you can't really see it, but there's one empty seat, and there's like 200 other ones just like it. Okay, so the movie's over, and I have a lot to say, so maybe you should start.
It was so good. It was so good. Right before things were happening, I remembered the parts in the book, and I was either really excited to watch them happen or angry and sort of mad that they were gonna happen.
Yeah, okay, for me, I hate series movies because I'm so angry and sad at the end of them. And this wasn't the last movie, but I know that they're preparing us for a giant ending. This movie had so much build up to it, and the next movie is going to be great, but it's going to be painful when it ends, because it's like all your friends leave you and they die and then you're left alone. And it's like that when Friends ended, when How I Met Your Mother ended, when One Tree Hill ended, when Lord of the Rings ended, when Harry Potter ended. It's just like everything just disappears. But about this movie, now I won't give any spoilers away here, but man, that was a painful movie to watch for so many reasons. There was psychosis involved. There was being confined like in a bunker when the world is ending. There was sacrificing yourself for a greater good, knowing that it's the right thing to do. It's just so many painful subjects that this movie broached, and it tackled them so well, but that means it was extremely painful to watch. But yes, so good.
So very, very good.
So now we wait a year and we go to the movies again and do another marathon. And hopefully we're this happy at the end of the last one, because otherwise it's gonna be painful. Okay, see ya.